Yo, what's going on out there? Y'all already know who it is. It's your boy, Coast Squeeze, aka the Smoothie King of the Rise Podcast. What it do, homie?
I thought I was going to have to give you an introduction, but
Well,
shit,
run
he
it back,
made
run
my
it
job.
back.
Hey, y'all heard it right there, man. The Smoothie King from the Rise Podcast, man. One of the team members in the Upton gym, of course, you know, who's famously known to come out of this gym, Tank Davis. Just had a fight about a week ago. Question I want to ask is, what did you think about the ring entrance? What did you think when you see him coming out with Jim Jones and Joel Santana?
I mean, I ain't a big fan of those guys. I do like, a couple of their songs, but I ain't a big fan of them. For real, I thought he was gonna come out with OT Chaz or one of them,
Right.
Roddy Rats, right?
Right.
That's what I got in the air. But it was lit.
It was
lit.
yeah.
I ain't hating on it.
I felt the nostalgia for a quick second.
Yeah, I did. You know what I mean? It was lit. You know what I mean?
All right, now let's talk about the fight. How did you score the fight first off?
I scored the fight 7-5.
Which
You know
way?
what I mean?
Which way?
I scored a 7-5 Tank.
Is that you being biased?
No, actually, when you go back, I tell everybody, first of all, I'm a boxing. I love boxing. I'm a
Connoisseur.
historian, a connoisseur.
Right.
One thing I'm not gonna do, I'm not gonna take nothing out of another man's mouth intentionally. Now, if Tank lost in my eyes or it was a draw, I'm not arguing about the draw. Only why I'm not arguing about the draw because that was in my Tank. I saw it on that note. But I watched it. Both of them took a while to get started.
Yeah.
They didn't start getting started till around the sixth round. The 5 rounds, they was filling each other out. I thought it was a little too long, but Roach understood the assignment. But I say 7-5 Tank. And I had to keep going back watching it and watching it and watching it.
Yeah.
And a lot of stuff that people oohing and on, Tank turning and slipping and looking like he getting hit, but he not. But hats off the Roach.
Well, the only thing that I saw that it didn't seem like Tank had that thump. Like his punches didn't seem like they had that validity that they normally had. And the difference was Roach was having the success. I don't know if it was because of slips or whatever, but I did see Tank go back a couple times. And one of the things I don't want to do is take away from what Roach did, because he did a great job, an excellent job. And I feel like a lot of people take that away from him for what he did. But as far as the draw, I'm thankful it was a draw because it doesn't take nothing away from Tank, and Roach still gets the credibility of what he did that night, and now we get to see it again.
Yeah.
What do you think the outcome will be the second? Oh, before I ask that, because this is going to help with the outcome. I know you probably don't know the answer to this, but do you believe Tank will be training with Coach Calvin and Kenny this time?
Well, I would like him to.
Right.
Let's do that.
Right.
I would like him to have a full-time camp with the seed that was planted in the soul.
Because one of the things I said after watching it, because I said the same thing, Tank didn't look like Tank. And it's like Calvin is the one, like that's his Frankenstein. He made him, he know how to make him tick and move and stuff like that. So that's one of the things we would be looking forward to is him getting back with Coach Calvin. Tank is back training, correct?
They say right after the post conference, he say he ain't even want to come out and do the post interview. He wanted to go straight to the gym.
So we don't know if the rematch is on or not yet.
They say contractual wise, this was a rematch clause.
If
on
Tank
both
lost,
ends.
though. Oh, both ends.
Yeah, a rematch, win, lose, or draw.
Oh, okay.
So they say, turn it around. They say that win, lose, or draw, they signed the rematch clause. So they say he want to run it right back. They saying May or June. He say May, but I say probably around June.
Yeah, that sounds
Which
right.
I say run it right back.
Run it right back.
You know what I mean? Floyd Mayweather,
Castillo.
Marcos Madonna,
Castillo.
Luis Castillo ran it back.
Ran it right
you
back.
You know what I mean?
No
Run
waste,
that
no
thing back.
time.
When there's in doubt, shut them out.
I'm
You know
man,
what I
I'm
mean?
man. Yeah,
Shoot.
sure enough though.
Yeah, knock all the doubt out of it.
And this is one of the things, I don't know if you know anything about how they judge boxing matches. Do you know anything on that?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
say I give a guy 10 jabs, baby jabs, just point looking jabs, but the other person knock a nigga head across the ring. One punch though. Who would win that round?
You would with the 10 punch.
With the 10 jabs.
The 10 punch.
Even though they
he only hit you with one hard punch.
But he knocked him across the ring, had him stumbling and
With one
bumbling.
punch. Now, if he knock him across the ring and he show like he wobbly or real hurt,
Yeah.
and the ref step in and if his knee hit the ground.
No,
with
we ain't going that
hard
far.
punch,
We ain't going that far. We ain't going as far as hitting the ground.
Because
Because we know if we hit the ground, that's
But
automatic.
that's the only way that hard punch gonna get you any money.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's
All right.
the only way that hard punch gonna get you any money if your knee touch the canvas floor. But if I just hit you once, right, bang, and you stumble back, and you like, oh yeah, you know what I mean? That's one punch.
Okay.
But if you jump back on me and I whip, Sugar Ray Leonard, the judges looking at my activity. They gonna say you only punching once in between. You looking for one shot, so you
But it's
down.
a devastating shot.
That's how they say about Tank.
So
They
is
say Tank be behind a lot.
so is judging a punch is the punch period that counts or the viciousness of the punch?
The punch period.
Punch period.
The
So-
cleanliness of the shot.
So why do they even count power punches, versus, or they don't just say hooks, they call them power punches, and they call jabs.
Correct.
So why wouldn't they that's just confusing to me.
They count power punches for what it is.
Okay.
Power punches that hurted the opponent.
Right.
Then they count the number of punches
Right.
that you threw.
Right.
And they separate and sift out of 160 punches you threw, how many power shots you landed.
Right. So let me ask you this. What do you think about what Turkey Al Sheik is doing with the Ring magazine, starting one promotion, one belt? You didn't hear about that?
Yeah.
Turkey
yeah,
Al,
I heard
he owns
or something.
he owns the Ring magazine. And now he's talking about one promotion, one belt, basically ciphering everybody out like the UFC instead of
Yeah.
the NFL. It's just going to be the boxing league.
On
What do
his
you-
end,
on Turkey's end, yeah, just him. What do you think about that?
hey, he put the food on the table. A lot of guys fighting under him, making the most money they ever made. I ain't hating on it. You know what I mean? If that's what's gonna work for him, and had that tournament, that Super 6 like type tournament feel to it. Hey, we want to see the best fight the best, so you know what I mean?
I got